Turning now to the latest from the state's capital, digital political reporter Alex Kenlin is here with recent updates from the legislative session. And Alex, we've had a number of bills signed into law. That's sort of been the trend recently, but quite a few in just the past few days.
Just the past few days. Last night, the governor signed 28 bills into law.
Wow.
And obviously, I'm not going to read all 28, but I did want to hit some of the big ones and one small one.
Okay, big and small, like it.
So state employee pay. Big bill, 122 pages, sets provisions for state employees, assigns roles, sets pay schedules, and that sort of thing. Huge piece of legislation.
Okay, so that's a big one. Then I know there was something on cybersecurity.
We now have a state cybersecurity office.
Okay.
And this office will, of course, audit state networks and make sure the networks are secure, respond to emergencies, and also be a resource for local and municipal agencies, that sort of thing. So cybersecurity is a thing. You might recall that Pulaski County just got over a cybersecurity incident.
Yes.
It's a common thing.
It is, yeah, and something obviously that we need support from as well. And now I know abortion, another hot topic as well.
Indeed. It is now illegal in Arkansas to trick someone into taking an abortion-inducing drug. Now, they did carve out an exception if you're treating someone for a sickness and they accidentally miscarry. That is not breaking the law, but otherwise it's a felony.
Okay, so they clarified that.
Correct.
That one example. Now, human trafficking, I know, was another type of bill that was signed.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting. They want posters that show the human trafficking hotline phone number in certain establishments like bars and train stations and bus stations and that sort of thing. And by having that number available to people who might potentially want to take advantage of it.
Okay, so making sure that people are aware of that number and maybe expanding the resources for those.
Exactly.
I know there was something on social studies, which is sort of an interesting topic as well.
Speaking of interesting, they want, quote, information that addresses the founding of the United States, including the founding fathers and their religious and moral beliefs, and how their religious and moral beliefs influence the founding documents of the United States. That's a quote from the legislation. That is now law. And it's going into social studies programs in the state. And I want to get to this last one real quick. We have a law on bumper height.
Bumper height, like you're talking about vehicles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose I should have clarified that.
It's okay.
And yes, it is now illegal in Arkansas to drive a vehicle that has been modified to where one bumper is 4 inches higher than the other bumper.
Interesting.
Well, and this is something some young people have gotten popular with, jacking up the front of their truck. The only reason I bring this up, so we just talked about some very heavy things, but this just shows the legislature pays attention to even the small things, and it just gives you an idea of the scope of what has to be dealt with during a legislative session. Yeah,
I mean, we just mentioned pay, we mentioned abortion, we mentioned felonies, and now we're getting to bumper height as well.
Bumper height, yeah.
So really, all aspect of Arkansans' lives, there's probably something that is in here that affects you directly.
Indeed.
Okay, lots of interesting stuff, Alex, and I'm sure you have continued to update everything online too.
I'll be back tomorrow. There's several bills I'm watching closely. Didn't have enough to report on them by the time we came on air, but it's coming.
Okay, we might tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Alex, thank you very much.
Thank you, Catherine.
And Alex and our broadcast reporter, Caroline Derby, working hand in hand to cover the legislative session for us. It is winding down, just a few days left. They'll be sharing everything you need to know about the 95th General Assembly, both on air and on our website, KARK.com. Well, if you